What's going on, everyone? If you're a returning viewer or listener, then welcome back. Appreciate it. If this is your first time watching one of these recap videos, I'm sorry. You chose the wrong one. Justice League 66. Not that great. I mean, even looking at this cover here, all it's showing is a destroyed Hall of Justice. And I mean, it does show a little bit of promise with the United Rise, and it does go into that story, but I don't know. I'm not feeling this story right now, and I was for like 2 issues, and then now I'm not. So to see what I'm talking about, you can always go back to my other Justice League reviews um, on YouTube. It's also on podcast, Spotify, Anchor, things like that. But yeah, no, if this is your first time here, I appreciate the click. Thank you. But going into the actual story. The Hall of Justice is destroyed, as you can see with the cover here. Naomi is one of the first ones that we see to get up from the destruction, and then right behind her is Aquaman, and behind him is Hippolyta, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. And Naomi is mostly worried about her parents. Her parents were downstairs in the library with Constantine, but now that the hall is destroyed, she's worried that they might be hurt or anything like that. But right off the bat, I just want to say that I noticed that they changed the artist. I'm not sure. I think it's Hester, Phil Hester. Let me see. I don't know. But while his art isn't bad, it's not for me. It was too sharp. Everything is too much of a squarish edge. I don't know. I can't. That's the worst thing for me. Is just that it was just too sharp. But moving on, next page, Hall of Justice is destroyed. They're the ones to get up first. Next page, Oliver and Dinah wake up. The last time we saw them, they got shot by a fake Deathstroke. The brother of Lois Lane, Damon Rose, was there as well. But turns out they got shot with non-lethal projectiles, so that's good for them. There's a couple of dogs roaming around. That's what wakes them up. But when they wake up, there's no fake Deathstroke to be seen. The van that Damon Rose came in on was burning, so they're assuming that he's the one that burned them because he's like a spy or something. They're just kind of assessing their situation, and Dinah immediately thinks, I'm gonna call Lois Lane and tell her brother, basically. And Lois immediately jumps to the conclusion that her brother had something to do with what's going on in the Hall of Justice. And as you recall, they don't know what's going on. Dinah and Oliver, they don't know that the Hall of Justice was even under attack. So they're like, what's going on? That's how they find out. So they start running towards Oliver's garage because he has a teleporter in there. Dinah makes a joke about it, but she does let him know, like, hey, we may be rushing off to the Hall of Justice. There may be some danger here, but you're not off the hook for this checkmate. Lois's brother, whatever you brought on us, you're not off the hook from that, and so he's in trouble. Then we go back to the Hall of Justice, and then the rest of this book is mainly just this battle with Synamar. Hippolyta attacks Synamar, and she's easily taken out. Like Synamar barely struggles to knock her down. He's a lot stronger than we saw in when he was introduced in Superman. I mean, he was strong enough to give Superman a problem, but I mean, not this much. You know what I mean? And the only reason he kind of got the upper hand on Superman before was because they went to like some uncharted part of space that not even Superman knew about. And there was like a different sun. I think it was an orange sun. But I don't know. I just feel like Synamar is way too powerful right now because, as you'll see in the next couple of pages, he's being attacked by all sorts of different people. A lot of Justice Leaguers come in to join. So I don't know. I just feel like he's way too strong right now. But we do discover his motives, which is a huge positive for me. He goes to one of the Justice League's computers, and he's able to contact his partner. My dog's itchy. And she basically is just like, hey, I'm out of jail. Just letting you know that I just took over Earth, and I plan to present it as a gift to the council of whatever, the planet Utopica or whatever. to so they can forgive him for his sins, which were attacking Superman. So I just don't understand the thought process here. It's like I sinned by attacking Superman, so I'm gonna make up for it by taking over his planet and attacking Superman again. It makes no sense. It like the thought process here, and even the partner's like, like it's not looking good for you here. She doesn't really welcome that gift, that bartering, and Superman does come in here immediately. He's like, is that really what you're here for? Like, I thought you were here just for me, but if this is what you're here for, we need to talk. And in true Superman fashion, I'll give Bendis this. In true Superman fashion, he has him wanting to understand Synamar and to kind of talk him down, kind of reason with him and let him know, like, your logic here is flawed. We can help each other. If this is what you think is what it takes for you to be pardoned from your sins, then that's an issue, right? So, but as Superman is talking, Black Adam returns. He was gone for the last 2 issues, but Black Adam returns, and he's like, "Hey, you're talking to the wrong person. Like, all this talking is a waste of time. I got this." And so he starts attacking Synamar. Meanwhile, Naomi is trying to find her parents, and she goes downstairs, and she's looking for them, and she finds Constantine. She's like, "Oh, Mr. Hellblazer, where are my parents?" basically. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I took them to the Tower of Fate. They're there. It's fine. If this building comes down, it's a different plane of dimension or whatever. So it's no worries. It'll be fine." And Naomi's parents, they wave at her and stuff, and they say, like, "Come join us. You don't need to be. This is too dangerous. This Synamar character is too dangerous for you." And she starts to feel the call of being a hero again, because they keep going back to that theme that she can't not help people, right? So she knows that the hall's in danger. She knows that the League needs her. So she kind of pushes her parents back into the Tower of Fate, closes the door on them, and she she goes back out to the battlefield. And it's at this point that she starts to realize that this is real. I don't know why it's at this point. Like I've mentioned in all my other Justice League videos, I've never read Naomi, so I feel like she's been around enough times and has been around a like hero setting enough times to have it already set in. She was part of the Young Justice. She had her own book, so I just feel like she should have a better understanding of it. But in here, Bendis is saying that she is starting to realize that she is a superpowered being. She does deserve to stand next to Superman, Batman, Flash, and the rest of the Justice Leaguers. She has just as much right as them to be here, which is great, right? But I don't like that the focus is mostly on her at this point, because this isn't a you moment. This is a world-ending moment. Synamar is about to take over the world, and he's defeating the Justice League pretty easily. So this is not about you kind of thing, in my opinion. But at least she is realizing this, so she knows that she needs to step it up. And it's Batman calling out to her, as Batman's like kind of leading the whole league, like saying, like, all right, Captain Adam needs to go over here, Flash, you need to go over here. He calls out to her, Naomi, you need to be in blank. And so that kind of wakes her up to this, which is pretty cool. The Justice League continues to battle with Synamar, and Flash saves Batman. I don't know from what. They don't really show from what. It just shows Flash carrying Batman, and this is very out of character. When Batman says, "Thank you, Barry. You've saved my life. I will never forget this." Like, even in the middle of that sentence, Flash just cuts him off and is like, "Hey, I think this is happening." This is when Flash hypothesizes that Synamar is absorbing the energy and using it against him, right? Any energy that gets thrown at him. So it's so out of character that even Flash is just like, "Stop talking. We're in the middle of battle here." In the middle of battle, Batman wouldn't be like, "You've saved my life. I will never forget." Yeah, he said, "You saved my life again." So it's just that's just out of character, and I wanted to bring it up. Synamar it looks like Synamar starts to be overwhelmed, but we learn that with what Flash is saying is that he's using this energy, but he's got beings attacking him from every single direction. There's just lights attacking him, like I think there were like 6 different lights surrounding him and all attacking him at once. Um, and it's in between these little moments that there's comes a little box that of someone saying, "Where is Superman?" And it seems like that's very significant. Where is Superman? But then Superman comes in and he says, "That's enough," and he says it very commanding wise, right? But a couple of panels later, someone else says, "Where is Superman?" And it's just like he just said, "That's enough," and everybody did stop. So it's like, what's going on with the flow here? It doesn't make sense. But Superman shows up. In case you're wondering where Superman is, Superman shows up with the United Order, which was introduced in issue 64. With they're the ones that had Synamar in custody, and then they lost him. So they show up. That's the end of the book. I don't know why it feels like they're here to, like, oh, now the battle turns, because they lost him in the first place. They already lost to him. So them plus the Justice League, who is currently losing to him, it just doesn't add up that they're going to be able to defeat him. But we'll see. It looks like maybe the next issue will be the end of this arc. So with that's the end of the book. I'm going to say it's a 6 out of 10. The only positive I had to say about this issue was that we did get the motives to Synamar's attack. If the motive that we thought, just like Superman, was that he was just after Superman to be after Superman, that would have been pretty underwhelming, right? But no, he gave a pretty good explanation. He's like, I want to be redeemed. I want to save face. And in his mind, he thinks that, bringing a conquered Earth to this planet is what it takes, which obviously bad logic to us, but at the very least we get a better motive, right? But that's the only positive I have. The negatives is that this specific issue, the story goes nowhere. The people showed up at the end and that was it, but nothing really happens of value. I guess you could say Naomi is finally realizing that she does deserve to be the hero that people see her as, which it is good. But again, this is not a Naomi story, or doesn't need to be, or hasn't really been shown to be, I guess. It's feeling a little forced, to tell you the truth. But yeah, I don't like her being the make it, and it could be a positive and it could be a negative. So this is that Naomi being a focal part. As of right now, I see it as a negative, but in the overall span of this Justice League series, it may be a good thing. We'll see. And then the fact that someone kept asking, like, at first it was Naomi and then it was Flash, but they kept asking, where's Superman, as if he was missing, as if his presence not being there meant anything. And it doesn't, and it didn't. And when he shows up, he just shows up with other people, but it's not like he was doing anything out of character, I guess you could say. I don't know. So, and then one last thing, it's a little tiny nitpick on my end. On the writing, Hawkgirl was telling Synamar, like, hey, if I were you, I'd be really pissed off right now. But the actual quotes were, I'd be really blank. It's like a bunch of cuss words, how like they do the symbols. So I'd be really, bunch of symbols, off. The only word that really fits there is pissed off. I'd be really pissed off. Like, there's no cuss word that fits in that section. So it's just, I don't know what it is about. Maybe it's just the day today, who knows. But the fact that's there, that writing right there, it's just making no sense. That's another point off in my book. So 6 out of 10. It's not horrible, but 6 out of 10 is what I would give it. Let me know if you think differently. If you like the fact that Naomi is being a focal point, Naomi is being kind of groomed to be like the next big hero. If you like that, let me know, and let me know why you think that. But other than that, thank you for watching and thank you for listening. See you later.